Hey guys, it's Phil from smilinggardener.com, and today I'm going to show you to do something called rock mulching. First, while I'm standing by my garden here, I might as well show you the progress. Things are starting to grow. I have some tomato supports you can see up around there. There's my little path, and I've got a nice new little sidewalk in here, and things are starting to grow, but still not much exciting going on. It's a little bit too early in the spring and it's been cold and rainy, so we need some warmth for things to really start taking off, but I'm pretty excited about this garden this year. So rock mulching. I don't generally recommend you using stones or rocks as a mulch in your garden, and the main problem with that is that they don't let organic matter be recycled back into the soil, which is one of the most important goals for us in our gardens, is to improve the organic matter content of the soil. So that's going to be in the fall. We want to have the leaves that fall from the trees and the plants, we want them to be incorporated back into the soil just like nature does it, right? Every fall. We want to bring compost in every year or a couple of years and things like that. So stones stop all of this process from happening, and they stop the whole nutrient cycling and organic matter replenishment process in the soil. But there is one time that I use rocks, and it's called rock mulching for some reason, which to me just sounds like mulching with rocks, but it's not. What it is it's oh, that's a nice lilac right there. I guess it doesn't look as cool on camera. I hadn't noticed that yet. Sorry, I got distracted. So rock mulching is when we, usually around a very important new plant, like a young fruit tree or something that we have, you make sure you have a nice bed around the tree, put down a bunch of leaves, like a few inches of leaves in that bed, and then put some rocks on top, not little rocks, but like bigger rocks or flagstones, which I've done. And here I can show you, because I've done it to a pear tree here. And I'll actually show you, because I was recording this yesterday in a video for the Academy, so I'll show you the process from start to finish. So what happens is, first you make sure the bed is good, and then you put this nice layer of leaves in there, a few inches of leaves. Then you cover it up with rocks, and what happens is, normally those leaves would take 6 to 8 months to break down, something like that. But with the rocks on there, it happens in a couple of months. And what that means is that I can add another few inches of leaves in a couple of months, and I can do that a few times this year. And that's really where you get the benefits, is by doing this a few times in the year. So the rocks, really, it's like they're almost making these leaves compost much more quickly, improving the organic matter content of the soil. And people have proposed different reasons why the rocks might do that. It could be that just the pressure exerted on the leaves gets them more in contact with the soil food web and with earthworms, and allows them to break down faster. It could be that the rocks offer protection for earthworms, because there's certainly an explosion of earthworms under there once these rocks get on there. It could be that the heat that the rocks get during the day from the sun is radiated back out at night, allowing for more of a smooth, a longer breakdown by the soil food web, and just more heat in there, so there's a longer work day for them. It could be that there's definitely going to be more moisture in there with the rocks there to hold the moisture in. So, and it's probably all of these reasons together, I'm not sure, but I do know that these leaves are going to disappear very quickly, and what's going to happen is, by the end of this year, when I've done this a few times, the soil is going to be so beautiful under there, full of worm castings, and it's going to be this deep, rich, beautiful soil. And I'm expecting that the top growth is going to be, when I've done this in the past, the top growth is going to be really nice. I'm hoping we'll get some pears this year for the first time, some nice edible pears. And so that's rock mulching. It's just this way that we use rocks to help facilitate the breakdown, the fast breakdown of leaves on a very important tree, or if you've planted a few trees, or even a small orchard or something like that. And I think that's all I want to talk about today about rock mulching. Oh, there's another lilac. Huh. I got to start looking around here more. I'm at my parents' place, so that's all. So if you haven't picked up my 15 vital lessons for becoming a better organic gardener, you can do that at smilinggardener.com. And other than that, I hope you can get doing some rock mulching. Obviously the fall is when your leaves are going to be there, but if you have some left over like I did, you can start this in the spring and do it a few times this year. So I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll be back next week talking about something else.